Hello once again everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I've been really excited to try out this game. I played the whole series already, the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I've been a real fan of the trilogy, you know, and I played the Apollo Justice and then Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice. And I have not tried out the Investigation series, but I would like to in the future. But right now I'll be playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I've been really excited to play this game ever since 2015. I know there were like fan translated versions of this, but I really want to try out on the real deal, you know? So anyway, I'm glad it came out. I waited this long. Took him long enough, I guess. Now, I pre-ordered this game and got the special contents. I've been really excited to play this game, so why don't we get right into it? Oops, sorry. Sorry. No. And let's get right into it. Now, my roommate had played this game already and started without me, without even telling me actually. So I'll be doing a new game on a new file. Oh.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
Oh no.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
What? The Adventure of the Great Departure. November 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature defended Antechamber 5. Sorry, I'm not really good at commentating. I think that also involves voicing characters as well, but I'll try my best. All right. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. I'm sorry. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough! He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. I give him the same voice. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. I don't know. Oh no. And who are you? I am this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Lawyer? Yes. Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case. Why is this so hard? No one has the right to treat him as a criminal, so you will hold your tongue. Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke. Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, No, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspaper these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. But he's far more clever than I, a star student in fact. He's even qualified lawyer. Impressive considering he's still an undergraduate. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old, here in Japan anyway. My qualifications don't need much, yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. Congratulations, Kazuma. Oh, wait. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievement and success in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. Sorry for that jump cut right there. I had to go have myself a drink of water. Who knew that doing voices is really hard and does a number on your throat? Alright. I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for you and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I had to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's cities of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. Alright, see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea! After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. And there he goes. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Asogi, may I have a word? Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asogi, you should go immediately to the judge's chamber. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. Hold on, give me a minute. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in court. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes. Thanks, Kazuma. This is awkward. If I may. Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Eugene Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. Professor Mikotoba. I heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree Kazuma studying abroad. Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again. What? As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dream will be shattered. But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has chosen from a large number of applicants for overseas to study. It's very difficult to persuade to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it! I swear it! I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest to do anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain questions to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do. But what will the question be? Surely, no. Do you accept the accusation brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. It will seem our surreptitious discussion are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asobi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving! There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dream of starting abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea what lay ahead, I embark on that unforgettable trial. Oh. My one and only chance of proving my innocence, the trial that would decide my destiny. I'm gonna get some water. Oh god. I didn't realize how hard it is to read out loud. Okay. Oops, I forgot to read that. So this is a courtroom? Oh. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in land has more power. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. The power that had been demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's close to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time, but for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. Oh. Alright, now I gotta do the judge voice. Okay. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Ouchie. Ouchie. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As the defense. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday's evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defendant advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question, Professor Len. But then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do? I do! Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I am standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear.
Yes!
What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that Ryunosuke Naruhodo will be defending myself. Yui. What? What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off? No, it's not that, really, it's just that. Well, of the off chance things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear it to be the reason that you... Yes, I knew that's how you feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well. Does the accused admit defeat already? Ryunosuke has no counsel. Really?
Objection!
Make no mistake, counsel. Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant innocent is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Oh, yes, exactly. Exactly, I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. In fact, my mind's completely blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Huh. Well, for a mere university student to be brought here before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standard of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does he mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I care to remember. Wait. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again? Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. You know me so well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You must access the court record with a press of E. E. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. I just have to press E for the court record. Alright, there's no time to lose. E. Email. This is the list of evidence you collected. Now try switching to people instead with E. You'll find the details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press Z to go back. John H. Wilson, the victim in this case. He was a visiting professor of medicine at Yunwei University from the British Empire. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record. Then press R to present. Try it now. Or
Yes!
yes! The victim name was Dr. John H. Wilson.
Well, at least you could remember the name of a esteemed member of your own university.
Dr. Wilson was a Damn! Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England invited to Yunwei University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implication. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of all, why is this so hard? And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together. After lengthy negotiations, there can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of Englishmen has been spilled in our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yunwei University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides you your education. Have you no honor? But I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting English policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial had these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death? Well, obviously that was Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor cause of death and select present. Do it now. Post-mortem report. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body.
Yes!
Yes! Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death to the gunshot trauma. Learn to read, you imbecile!
Learn to read, you imbecile. That's post-mortem report, I take it.
Sorry, yes, that's right. The post-mortem report. In the West, the doctor dissected corpse to identify the cause of death in the autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusion that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene at the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet produced by the by the powder explosion.
In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range.
I keep forgetting. Okay. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. The photographic print of the victim has been entered into the record. Damn. Shot in the chest. Lots of blood. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Very well. I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial.
Certainly, Your Excellency. Without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the fact of the case, the prosecution hereby causes for swift witness who was there at the scene of the crime when it all happened.
This is it then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Yes. Clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweat. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stare first. The cold stares first.
Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please.
Of course, my name is Satoru. My name is Satoru Hasonoga. No, my name... Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter of the Western style restaurant called Le Carnival. Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up somewhere. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should.
As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern corner was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It became a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery 3 days ago.
Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir.
And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please.
Oh, pre-spiring maybe, but aspiring? Oh, Ine, I like the song. It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We had few diners at the time of that day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there was only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away crockery and cutlery. Bam! A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Hold on, let me clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor, besides the professor, I didn't shoot him!
Objection!
I believe I ask you to refrain from petty interjection. The court wishes to listen to the witness report on what you saw. What he saw, you amateur.
But the next time you interrupt an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, Defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness.
If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today.
Yes, without question.
I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing besides the victim?
Sure. No. There was no one else around the table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did he say? What did he just say? There was no one else around that table? What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson's to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at this table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warning about interjection, but still, what should I do? Interject, of course. Say something.
Yes!
Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. there was a lady sitting with him at the table, at the same table.
Objection!
What do you want now?
Dear me, dear me. What are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court receipt, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all?
But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy? No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to. Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment layout drawn. Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment layout drawn by yourself, I presume? That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well. Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something certainly seemed to have shaken him. God, Jesus. The waiter's business card has been entered in the court record. Ho ho!
So, the court has now heard the prices of the case.
I'm so bad at this. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant in trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you.
In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable. Boy, I can't read. Inevitable punishment. Inevitable punishment. I call this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial. The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who are present at the scene of the crime.
What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Boy. Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual about these peculiarities. You said it. Professor Mikotoba said it. And so has the judge and prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face. Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then the defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is. Damn, boy. Indeed. Prosecutor Aochi, please continue with proceedings. Well, you've forewarned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. Ugh. In a few short moments from now, that dumb-struck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witnesses. Very well, officer. Very well. Officer, bring forth the witness at once. Oh. Witnesses, kindly state your name and occupations for the court. Give me a minute. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupation for the court. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Iyasa Nosa, reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of nation Nippon, and conduct my trade-in from Rasutei, a humble premises in the second district. Kiryo Korekuta at your service. An antique dealer and a soldier with an unusual bearing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day of question. They must be diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I inhabit to take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon, and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. That's your quarter. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He's obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking a foreigner in what can be described as an act of war, sir. It was Huh? What the hell was that? It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firemen, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that. The last thing he said. Oh, I wasn't crazy then. So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. No, Fuck. No, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir. Standing by. Ready to report, sir. Unsavory memories of the most acerbic afternoon. Witness testimony. What the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of particularly these fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At that precise moment, a fireman was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian. From the back, the cowardly little weasel. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysterious absconded precious curio. I see. Well, so are you, Sergeant Osa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim? Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. He just fucking pulled out a knife. At what time we listen when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shot anyone. Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun I saw lying on the floor. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then when I finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. When I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. Oh boy. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it, so I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, bang! Oh. Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously... Oh god, give me a minute please. Oh man, I gotta drink water. It's not that easy. Alright. Well, if that's true, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witness testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is? Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? Do it now! As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave.
Yes!
Huh? What in the name of Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? I mean, the defense demands its right to a cross-examination. Dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. Huh? How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examinations?
Objection!
I had a few experience. The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it, is irrelevant. Hey boy, Kazuma is so commanding. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. Oh boy, I'm so excited. I don't even know what I have to do in the cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witness statement. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means what that soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it. And the key to do that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. Alright then, it's all or nothing. Cross-examining. Oh man, it's been so long. Alright, what the witness saw. I was ingesting a regulation beef. Okay. Let's press.
Yes!
Why aren't you saying anything? Is this some new interrogation technique? I actually had thought what I wanted to ask. Just ask about anything that catches your attention. Anything that bothers you. Alright then. Raises his hand. This beef steak you mentioned. What kind of food is that? Attention! Beef steak is a delicious cut of veal, vigorously cooked on a cast iron grill and served piping hot. If food could receive medals of honor, beef steak would be almost highly decorated as a cutlet. Right, I see. Thank you, sir. So, next question. Why are you raising your hand? This cutlet you mentioned, what kind of food is that? Attention! Cutlet is a delicious cut of veal, tossed in breadcrumbs and deep fried in cooking oil. Accept your guilty verdict. I'll turn your crimes, and when you release from prison, try it. Yes, sir. I will, sir. On the double, sir. Sorry to interrupt, but how about trying to stick to questions that are relevant to the case? Oops. Sorry. I'm doing my best. So, next question. Raise your hand again. Is it just me, or do you keep hearing a sort of a wow crying? Negative. Well, at least we learned that he's a big beef lover. Affirmative. It's not easy knowing what question to ask. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of particular fine golden Kurio. to the military gentleman. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy action. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. Listen, Ryunosuke. We know there are lies lurking in these statements. It's time to expose them. I understand that, but the question is how? Like I said before, the key to this use is using evidence that you've collected. You can examine and present evidence while the witness is giving testimony by pressing E. Go through each witness statement and the details about each piece of evidence, and compare all the facts. Somewhere in there, you'll find something that doesn't add up. In other words, an inconsistency. An inconsistency. When you find a statement, a piece of evidence that seems to contradict each other, present your evidence with R and rip this apart. Just be careful, because if you assert a contradiction that has no basis, you'll be giving a penalty. If you're dealt too many penalties, the defense case will fall apart, and you'll receive a guilty verdict. So that's it. Pursue the evidence in the court record, and find an inconsistency with the witness statement. Alright? I'll give it a try. You can hear the witness statements over and over again, as many times as you like. So keep your head and be measured in your attack. Good luck, partner. Alright, let's see, what do you have to say, old man?
Yes!
I have no idea what you're talking about. A Koban boy. Koban? You mean an old Edo coin? The day prior to the infinite, a treasure of exceptional value of Hoei period entered my possession. I took myself to the restaurant the following day with said items secreted in my bosom pocket, in hope of an affluent cognoscent appraise of its indisputable value being present. So, you're hoping to sell your Koban koi to Sergeant Noso, whom you met at the restaurant. Yes, it's quite clear you're going with this, boy. You're about to assert that a penniless soldier will have no hope of purchasing a precious Koban. Isn't that so? Well, you little upstart cadet. You want to add disrespecting a superior officer to your list of crimes, do you? Blatant subordination. No, I didn't say anything. Although penniless might just be the word I was looking for. In any case, the hour was already advanced beyond that of midday luncheon. There remains precious few present with whom I could engage in discourse of matters of business. The gentleman aside me, who was grumbling with his braced sea veal at the time, was my sole prospect. I see. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's action with my own eyes. Who knew reading this long really hurts my throat?
Yes!
So you're saying that you actually saw me at the time? Affirmative. I saw you, laughing, cackling like a madman as you trained the barrel of your gun on an English civilian. But that's impossible. I only... Allow me to confirm just one point, please. What's that, Private? Thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over at the victim's table. And so what if it was? Well, if that really is the case, it would mean that you didn't in fact see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun. R and double R. My sixth sense. Sorry? My sixth sense of danger. I picked up the waves of murderous energy radiating from your foul mind. Which means a split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you, cadet. Surely that's not possible, is it? Do you think I have got where I am today in the army if I couldn't sense danger in the air, son? Well, it would seem this soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed. This is not good. See, the black uniform varsity cadet fired in English considering and from the back, the cowardly weasel. I mean, I already know what to present, but I kind of want to see what they have to say.
Yes!
I'm sorry. So this black uniform university cadet, you're saying that was... Arg! I've had just enough about your sauce, cadet. Who else do you see around here in black uniform, Well, there's someone standing right next to me who fits the description as well. But... It was you, you little weasel. You unloaded that fireman on that man. From his back. And you call yourself a citizen of the great empire of Nippon. You disgust me. What was that? What is it, Ryunosuke? I'm not quite sure. It's something that the sergeant just said, but I can't put my finger on it. Something's playing on my mind. In that case, check back over the details of the evidence you gather in the record. And if you find inconsistencies there with what the witness just said, then don't hold back. Present the evidence to the court. Thrust it in the witness' face and make him choke on it. I was on my hands and knees investigating whereabouts of my mysterious, abundant, precious curia.
Yes!
On your hands and knees? Could you explain that, please? That's right, spraining an arthritis I was in order to retrieve the lost piece. Damn. What lost piece are you referring to? Well, the Koban, of course. The exquisite Hoi era Koban coin. I had just been showing the rare treasure to the military man as he masticated his meal. After averting my eye for the briefest moment, it was there no more. It simply vanished. The clan vanished? Hence, I began to acquaint myself with the intricacies of the floor in order to locate it, and then it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? None other than, though it was no concern of mine, I was frantically scouring the floor for the aforementioned lost treasure. So in fact, you didn't actually witness the precise moment when the incident occurred. Indeed, myself, I did not. Alright, I'm gonna skip this forward. go to the part. Let's see, postmortem from the back. He was shot from the chest.
Yes!
Tough crowd. What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting this wad of paper in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There was a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense. What can this document possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Kazuma, what? What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the post-mortem report presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. 1. Sergeant Iesanosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniform varsity cadet fired on an English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
But no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because, as is clearly stated in the post-mortem report, fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound, bullet did not pass through the body. The photographic print of the victim clearly shows the same thing. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? What was that? Something just popped out from behind his back, but he pushed it back down again. Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, sir. At this juncture, I don't know, I can't read. That would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the fireman discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir. What? The last testimony the court heard was proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Iesanosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at him. That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand court. Damn. Throw the words back at him. Yeah. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial just from one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes!
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up from the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Myself, I have already been quite clear. Gunjan trusted me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Oh yes, you were looking for a Koban coin, weren't you? Indeed, the price Hoyera Koban. Hunting around under the table, I was in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. You heard the gunshots, you mean? Indeed I did, but heeded it not, for it was concerned only with finding my absconded Hoy treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? I see. That lamentable day, the precious holy Koban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Alchi? Just worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will not find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next statement, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of me. Oh. What's going on? Very well, the court invites the witness to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution allegation. Is that clear? As clear as kitty cold glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir, at once. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name Aido. Oh, see what those straps are signed to the sergeant being too strapped to report an enemy. Attention! Your father is about to call the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. Alright, my throat's been hurting a lot, so I'm just gonna stop right here for a bit. Anyway, I'll see you at the next part. Bye!